What's good, YouTube? You already know it is your boy Triple N, and I'm 1/4 of the Unlucky Bros Incorporated. Today I got a Raptor deck profile. This deck's fun. This deck's like it's fun. There are ways to like stop it or whatever, but it's a fun deck. It can play through some stuff. I've played through like 2 to 3 negates before with this deck, but like this is like I said, this is a for fun deck. It's mostly casual. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you you can hang with the competitive players or any deck that's competitive. It could be changed up if you're a competitive player. You could probably make this deck way better. But this is just my casual for fun. Raptor deck, something I like playing. It makes decent boards, and it even has the way to stop your opponent's turn, like kind of turn your opponent's turn off for a turn. So let's go ahead and get into it. Playing 3 Vanishing Lanius. Vanishing Lanius effect. If the turn it's no more special summon, you can special summon one level 4 Ray Raptor monster from your hand. So you want to spam board, you want to be able to do XYZ plays and stuff. So this just helps. So I play 3 of it for that reason. I'm playing 3 Tribute Lanius. It's in here for milling. Its effect is when it's no more special summon, you can send one Ray Raptor monster from your deck to the graveyard. So you usually would use that for I think Screaming Lanius, something like that. And then its secondary effect usually doesn't go off, but it has an effect that says if he destroys a monster on your main phase 2, you can set a rank up magic. I think it's a quick play. You can set up a rank up magic quick play. That usually never goes off, but it's there if you can do it. 3 Strangulanius. Strangulanius' effect, if you control a dark monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. It locks you into dark monsters afterwards. If you control an XYZ monster with dark XYZ materials, you can target one level 4 Ray Raptor monster in your graveyard, special summon it, but its effects are negated. So it lets you special summon itself and special summon monster from graveyard if you have XYZ. You will have to be careful because it locks you into dark. No, I have one card in my extra deck that's not dark, so if you want to summon that monster, you gotta wait for this. You have to make that monster before you do this. Some cards in this deck do lock you in the dark, and I will point them out just in case. 3 Raiders Wing. You don't have to play 3. I play 3 because I just like consistency. But Raiders Wing's effect, if you can, it's always treated as a Phantom Knight Ray Raptor, which is nice. If this card's in your hand or graveyard, you can detach one XYZ. You can detach one material from an XYZ monster. You can special summon this card from hand or graveyard, but banish it when it leaves the field. And if this card is in the materials of an XYZ monster, that monster can be targeted with card effects. It gains that effect. So it's a cool card. Cool card. You never have to really worry about this banishing effect unless your opponent pops it, because usually you're going to use this for an XYZ summoning. So XYZ summoning will just go over that effect in general. So, and I played 2 Mimicry Lanius. Mimicry Lanius is literally here for the mill effect. It has another effect that says when it's summoned, you can raise the level of all your like wing beast monsters on your field. That doesn't really matter because you never really summon it. But its other effect is while it's in the graveyard, the turn it's sent to the graveyard, you can banish it and search for a Ray Raptor card. It could be any Ray Raptor card. It could be a monster or a spell trap. So that's great. Usually I use it to search for nests, but if nests isn't going to help, I search any Ray Raptor I just need. So, and you just got to hope it doesn't get called by the Graved. Yeah. I played 2 Pain Lanius. Pain Lanius, cool card. You can target one Ray Raptor with a level. You can't do it to XYZ with a level. Take damage equal to that monster's attack and defense, whichever is lower. And when it's summoned, it becomes the level of that monster that you took damage for. So it's in here for more XYZ plays, more for special summoning plays, stuff like that. That's why it's in here. And good card. You can only usually search for it with Mimicry Lanius or Ray Raptor's Nest. So 1 Singing Lanius. It can be special summoned if you have an XYZ monster in the field. I only play 1. It's a hard one per turn. It's searchable. You don't really need to play multiples. Just play 1. You usually use it. You usually search for it when you have an XYZ. You detach, search, get it, special summon it. Then you can actually go on and use Singing Lanius. If you have Pain Lanius, you can use it on this, and you only will take 100 damage. So that's cool. I play 1. Blackwing Zephyr of the Elite. Zephyr of the Elite's in here because it's a wing beast monster. There's ways to summon it from the deck. Also has another effect that's if it's in the graveyard, you can return one of your cards on the field back to your hand, take 400, and it summons itself. So it's like it's more rank 4s, like more level 4s for rank 4 plays. And you can also bounce back cards on your field that you don't want to keep on the field. It's really good. 2 Silent Boots, Phantom Knight Silent Boots. He's literally in here for Rusty Bardiche. I was only playing him at 1, I bumped it to 2 because for some reason every time I play one of his cards, I see him. It's really annoying. So you want to always have one of them in the deck so you can use Rusty, because you're only going to use Rusty once. If you use Rusty more than once, I don't know what happened. But if you use use this to send for Rusty, set one of your Phantom Knight cards, and then this card you can banish it and get another Phantom Knight card from your deck. So playing 2. I play a small rocket package. I play 2 tracers. This is technically both supposed to be rechargeable. I only have 1 recharger, so technically 2 rechargers. Don't know where my other one is. So I gotta get another one. 2 rechargers, but even though I've been like playtesting this doesn't matter. It's supposed to be 2 rechargers, but it doesn't matter because I haven't been like proxying. I've just been using this as kind of like a placeholder, but it doesn't matter because usually I just use it for the plays. But I play a small rocket package. 3 quick launch and 1 boot sector launch. This does lock you into dark monsters, so you do have to be careful with that. But this just helps because the Ray Raptor card, the Ray Raptor XYZs, like the first one, the Force Tricks, it doesn't say 2 level 4 Wing Beast monsters. It just says 2 level 4s. So you can use this package to just start going into your plays. This helps you like without normal summoning. So you quick launch into Tracer, use the Link 1 to get boot sector launch. Use the Link 1's effect to tribute itself to get Tracer back. Use quick launch, summon Tracer, Tracer's effect, pop quick launch, get whatever rocket you want to get, like recharger, make Force Tricks, and then you just start your combos from there. So nice engine to use. Onto our spells. 2 Shade Force. Shade Force effect, pay half your life points. Try one Ray Raptor from your graveyard, special summon it, and then rank it up by 2. It doesn't specify what you have to rank up. So this is how I get my Infinity out. You use target Force Tricks, bring it back, go into Infinity. Now you have a Negator on board. It does half your life points. That is kind of scary, but if you're going first and you can lock your opponent on a turn, then you're pretty much good, I guess. 2 Phantom Knight rank up Force. So this card, you can target 1 Dark XYZ, banish any number of dark monsters in your graveyard, and you can rank up into a Phantom Knight, Raid Raptor, or Dark XYZ Dragon, and equal to the level of the monster plus what you banish. So if you target a Force Tricks, which is like rank 4, and you banish 6 monsters, you can make it Ultimate Falcon, or if you banish 3 monsters, you can make the rank 7 Raid Raptor. So this is literally what this is for. It has another effect, but I don't think I ever really uses it. No, I don't. No, it just says you can't make any other summoning from the extra XYZs, but you usually use this last. So you should be done with all your link plays before you even use that card. 1 Ray Raptor Nest. I only play as one of it. It's cool. You can search it. Its effect is if you have 2 or more Ray Raptor monsters on the field, you can search for 1 Ray Raptor card. This is usually how I get Pain Lanius. But you can get other cards with it as well. But I usually get Pain Lanius with that. 1 Phantom Knight rank up launch. This is how you go into your DDD monster. You can only use this on XYZ monsters that have no materials. You rank it up. You can only do it on the main phase too. So you rank it up 1 monster without materials. You rank it up 1 rank higher, and then you put this card under it. It also has an effect in the grave where you could put a Phantom Knight card from your hand. Like you could banish this card and put a Phantom Knight card from your hand into the material of a monster, but that usually doesn't come up. So 2 Alert Darknesses. This is just some draw power. Like I said, if you get a Silent Boots in hand, it's kind of dead in hand, so you can Alert Darkness, banish the boots. You just gotta hope you have a boots in deck. So, but 2 alerts. 1 Monster Reborn. You like bringing back monsters, so Monster Reborn's cool. 1 Call by the Grave. You want to stop hand traps. You don't want to be negated all the time. But like I said, if you have the right hand, you can play through negates. But Gallbladder Grave is there literally for Ash. Like if you don't want to be Ash, you don't want to like any hand traps that are problematic. Gallbladder Grave. Last spell, Fool's Burial. Like I said, you do want to mill some of your stuff to the graveyard. Like you want to be able to get to things and stuff like that. So you can dump anything you need. Maybe you can dump the Blackwing. Maybe you dump the Mimicry Lanius or whatever. So you can search and all that. Onto the traps. I play one Fog Blade and one the Phantom Knight Shade Burning. It's like, so yeah, you play those. They're both searchable. Fog Blade negates effects and makes it to where your opponent can't attack. The only bad side of Fog Blade, you can't attack that monster, so be careful with that. And the Shade, if you have no traps in your graveyard, if you set it, you could activate it that turn, so it gives you more rank 4 plays. Because it summons itself as a level 4 monster, so it just helps with XYZ plays. But that's it for the deck. On to the extra deck. 3 Great Raptor, 4 Strix. It's like the bread and butter of your deck. You could probably bump it down 1, but I like playing 3. I just do. Just like I said, just takes 2 level 4 monsters. This card gains 500 attacking defense for each winged beast monster you control. I don't think that effect usually ever matters. Once per turn, you can attach one material from this card. Add 1 level 4 dark winged beast monster from your deck to your hand. So it doesn't have to always just be like Ray Raptors, but it's going to be usually just Ray Raptors. So 3 of that. 1 Raiders Knight. Raiders Knight is how you're going to go into your Arc Rebellion XYZ Dragon. So 1 Raiders Knight. 1 Ga Magician. This is how you bring back some of your like XYZs and stuff from the graveyard to rank them up later. So 1 of this, really cool card. It has another effect. During the main phase, you could attach 2 off this card, target 1, so it's neutral into instant change. It's attached to 4,000, also negates effects. So it's another, it has other effects. You just don't usually use those effects. So 1 Arc Rebellion XYZ Dragon. Arc Rebellion XYZ Dragon, it can't. My camera does not want to focus. My camera is just not focusing. Okay. It can be destroyed by card effects. You could detach 1 material from this card. This card gains attack equal to the total attack of all other monsters on the field. Then if you have a dark XYZ monster as material, negate the effects of all face-up other monsters on the field. After this card effects resolved, you cannot declare an attack other with this card. So this card, I used this card to beat my friend who was playing Crystal Beast. I just was able to summon him when he had like some monsters on board, and he was like up to like 60 some attack, and like my opponent just couldn't really deal with this. Like I was only summoned this that way because he kept negating me, and this is like the only monster that I could really get on field that could like be problematic. So yeah, it's a decent card. Cyber Dragon Infinity, that's what Shade Force is for. You know, like if you don't know what Infinity does, it negates. You can attach to negate an effect, and you can attach 1 attack position monster on either side of the field to it as material. So it could be, it's an annoying card. It's a good card. You can either, so you can either take 1 of your, you can also take 1 of your monsters, like if you just leave, because I've done that before. Like I've had like a single just Ga Magician, and I just wasn't using it anymore on the field, and I couldn't use its effect, so I just slurped it up for the material. So Infinity. 1 Raid Raptor Arsenal Falcon. This card is how you're gonna go into what's his name? It's how you go into Cayuga. So you would rank up. You would usually make 4 tricks and use the rank up card to go into this. Use its effect to detach to get any level 4 from your deck. Any Wing Beast level 4. Do that, and then you would use Rusty's effect to pop this. You would actually make another XYZ under Rusty Bardies. Use Rusty Bardies to pop this. This will pop itself. Make Force. Make Ultimate Falcon. Use the you would use the what is it? Raiders Wing. Detach this out of Ultimate Falcon. Make out of Ultimate Falcon, and then you would use 2 level 4s. Make Ga Magician. Bring this back. as said, now it has no materials, and then you can use the Phantom Knight rank up card to make this into a DDD on your opponent's turn. So one of that. One satellite cannon falcon. It's doesn't. I usually don't summon it, but you can. If you make this, you can destroy all spells and traps, and your opponent can't stop it. Your opponent can't negate it. So if you summon it, it has an effect that says if you used this was XYZ summon using the Raptor monster material. You can destroy all spell traps your opponent controls. Your opponent cannot activate cards and effects in response to this. Quick effect, you detach one from this card. Target one face of monster your opponent control. Lose 800 attack for each Raptor in your graveyard. It's a board wipe. You can board wipe all, like you can destroy all spell traps. It's a what's it called? A heavy, no, not a heavy storm. It's like a lightning storm on legs, something like that. I don't usually summon it, but you can if you really want to. DDD Don King Kalyuga. Kalyuga makes it to where if it's summoned, neither player, like your opponent can't activate cards on field for the rest of the turn, and any card that's summoned, its effects get negated. Any card on field's effects get negated. So you make this on your opponent's turn. Now they can't activate anything on field. They'd have to play from hand or graveyard, which a lot of decks, even though they do that, some decks have to activate or resolve on field, and this card would just say no. So you make this on your opponent's turn. Now they either have to be able to play from hand or play from grave. And if they don't have, if you went first, they usually have no startup. So you just, and then they're just like, oh, well that's cute. And let's say you're playing against Eldritch, and then you do this, and then they just set a bunch of cards and they pass. It destroys all spells and traps. It's a quick effect, so when they set in their turn, you can use this effect, detach, destroy all spell traps, and then you just on your turn, if they shouldn't have anything, you just kill. So cool card. I love DDD, so it's cool that I get to play that in Ray Raptors. Ray Raptor Ultimate Falcon. I only play the one off. Ultimate Falcon can't be affected by other cards. It's 3,500, can be affected by other cards, so even if you do use Kalyuga, this card's unaffected, so it'll still have its effects. But I guess that won't matter because you usually won't have materials under this. But you can, its effects is, it's unaffected by other card effects. You can detach one XYZ from this card. For the rest of the turn, all other monsters your opponent control will lose 1,000. Also, your opponent's cards and effects can be activated. If this card has a Ray Raptor monster has XYZ material, it gains this effect. Once returned in the end phase, you can make all monsters your opponent control lose 1,000 attack. If your opponent controls no face of monsters, you inflict 1,000 points of damage. 3,500 can be affected by cards. The only real way to get this card off the field is if you swing over it or they kaiju. So like, if they tribute it, I'm not going to say kaiju because there's other ways to tribute. If they tribute this card or they have to run over it. And getting over 3,500 isn't always easy. It just depends on who you're playing and it depends on the monsters they have. But decent, it's a decent B6. On to the links. I play one Striker Dragon. That goes with the rocket package. I play two Wise Tricks. It's the bread and butter of your deck. It helps you, does most of your play really. You make this, when you link summon this, you can special summon one level 4 Darkwing Beast monster for your deck into fifth position, but its effects are negated and it cannot be used as a link material. If your Raid Raptor XYZ effect is activated, you can set one rank up spell directly from your deck, and if it's a quick play spell, you can activate it this turn. So you're gonna set your quick play rank ups, and you can just use them. So two of that, and then the last card you play is one Phantom Knight Rusty Bardiche. Rusty's effect. During the main phase, you can send one Phantom Knight monster from your deck to the graveyard. Then you can set one Phantom Knight spell trap directly from your deck to the spell trap zone. If a Dark XYZ monster switches into the zone, point to while a monster is on the field. You can target one card on the field and destroy it. So just targets one card. Like I said, you can pop your own stuff too. You can pop your opponent's stuff too. There's combos where like you would rank up on your opponent's turn to interrupt their combo. Let's say you couldn't lock them out of like board activation. You can rank up into a card in mid combo and use this effect to pop a card they're probably gonna need on field. So Rusty Bardiche, and that is my Raid Raptor deck profile. Let me know what you think. It's a cool deck. I really like it. Like I said, there are cards that will lock you in the dark, so try to make this before you get locked in, but you don't have to. Like, making this is not mandatory. Like, you don't need it to win the game. You can still make up plays. And if you can go first and make the DDD on your opponent's turn before they start making plays, you pretty much will win. I don't think they'll be able to like do anything. So yeah, like, it's a fun deck. I don't have an extra, like, a side deck to this. I don't really like side decks. If you like side decks, you can run anything like Ash, Imperm, any other hand trap, Nibiru. Like, you can run those cards. I don't run them in the good majority of my decks. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't. In this deck, I just don't. So that's gonna be the end of the video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if you build this deck and you make competitive changes. Let me know what you did. Maybe I'll copy it and go to a tournament or something. But that's going to be the end of my turn. Peace.